What happened out there? Did you tweak an ankle? What happened?
No, to be honest, I just went up for a shot, by regular post up, and I think it was Cam Johnson went underneath me a little bit, and just stepped on his foot and rolled my ankle a little bit. Kept playing. It was nothing serious. Was available for the second half. Just the decision was made to keep me out.
Yeah. So basically,
Just
because the game was what it was. There's no need. Okay.
Yeah.
To come back on a back-to-back road home, it's always a little bit tough. This is a game where teams in this position might just kind of take off. What does it say about you guys that you're able to kind of focus, come out right away, and kind of like not let up and keep building the lead throughout?
I think this game said a lot about us. Not an easy game to get going mentally, but you have to give credit to Joe and the coaching staff for getting us ready. As players, we kind of okay, most likely we're going to win, especially at home. You can have those kind of thoughts, but I think Joe did a really good job of getting everybody ready for the game. And we came out and we right away we just with our foot on the gas and didn't let up and played great defense, great communication. Maybe made the game a little bit boring for the fans because we went up so many points early on, but I think the fans have to appreciate that kind of game also, that we're just stepping on those guys and not letting up. And
speaking of Joe, it's his 100th win as a coach in a season and a half. So, I know you've only been here for the half.
Yeah.
But just impressions of him throughout this point. I want to say as compared to things in the past, but you've been around a little bit. Just what are your kind of thoughts?
I think just seeing how people view him maybe from the outside a little bit. I think he's very underrated. People don't appreciate who he is and how he coaches. Because he's very young, you can always blame it on him and stuff like that. But he's very underrated as a coach, very underrated and different, and yeah, I think people don't see who he really is and how he coaches, and it's easy to not give him the credit because of the talent that we have, no. But he deserves a lot of credit. He does deserve a lot of credit, and the rest of the coaching staff also deserves a lot of credit.
Kristaps, it's always easy to have fun when you blow teams out, but you seemed like you've been smiling ever since you got to Boston. Joe, during a recent game, said he came in the huddle and told some jokes in the third quarter when you guys are down, encourage you guys to play free, have some fun. How much fun are you guys having this season with the balance of, obviously you're trying to stay competitive, but you're obviously new to this team. Just how fun has it been to be part of this group on this run?
No, definitely. And it made sense because we're whenever we're not maybe just running through the other team, we're almost this is a close, this is a game, we kind of our energy is a little bit down. And I think at that moment it made sense for us to be yo, this is basketball. We're not going to be perfect every game. We're not going to, be up all the time. And so it made sense to just ease up the mood and just kind of go out there, have fun, play hard, and so yeah, him making. I don't remember the joke. I was a little bit far away. I didn't hear, but he tried something and just to ease up the mood a little bit, and that's what we needed in that moment. We came out. I think it was the Washington game, right? And we played much better second half. So yeah, I think it's. We always have to try to put things in perspective where we're not supposed to be up all the time and just win easy. There's going to be tough games against teams that are not maybe don't they're not our equals, no, record-wise or anything like that. So it's on us to come every game and prove it like we did tonight.
Do you throw any jokes around? Do you leave that to Joe?
I leave it to Joe.
Kristaps, when you're as good as you guys have been in the first half, Joe's talked about holding yourselves to a high standard, being tough on yourself. What things do you look at for the second half and say, we still need to improve at this, we still got to be better at that? How do you, when you're this good, still find ways to improve?
That's a good question. I think I think like what happens to us, it's just like human nature. You know, we go up in the first half, we're number one like the first and second quarter, I think, and then we're 20th in the third and fourth, let's say. Yeah? I don't know the exact numbers, but it's just natural. You know, you go up, and it's tough to have that. Like we always say, oh, you want to have the killer instinct and just go out there and just keep like. Yeah, it's easier said than done. You know, it's all 5 guys need to be connected, and whenever there is a like big game, big moments, of course we are locked in and we're doing 100% of what we need to do. But tonight was actually a good like step forward for us. You know, we didn't let up at any moment. All the guys, I think, who came in like gave us something right away. And I like that. Like we put in the rookie, like Jay Walsh was in early on, like kind of just. You know, fresh guys like early on, and I think that's a good thing to do for us to kind of to keep us sharp throughout the game, and yeah, I think Joe was really good at like reading those kind of things and reading also the psychology of the player and making the moves like necessary for us to keep playing at a high level.
I was going to ask what you did think of Jordan Walsh's, first real minutes.
Yeah, I think he will say it like he didn't have his best game. I know him. I've seen him in practice and stuff, and I know he's capable of having a much better game. But you could see his potential defensively. You could see his potential like offensively because of his body and his athleticism and what I like the most about him, he's like not afraid at all. He's go out there, shoots. He's aggressive, attacking, and if he keeps having this kind of mindset, like it's only a matter of time until he starts to get like consistent success.
Last question, Matt.
Kristaps, for you, now that we are at the proverbial halfway point, I know Joe doesn't like to talk about expectations, but just what were you expecting coming in, and how has the reality shaped up to that?
Coming to this
on
team?
This team, yeah. And the environment and everything that goes along with it.
Now, of course, coming in, I understood like this is like we're a championship caliber team, and what is expected is to win, or the goal is to win. And coming in here, there are things that are being done differently and at a much higher standard than on other teams that I've been on. And I think from the top down, it's just a really high level organization. And us as players, we feel that, and we know that we have to show up each and every night. And yeah, I mean, there's like many like small things that I can point out, but overall, I would say that it's just it's been. As somebody said earlier, I haven't stopped smiling. Being here, I just enjoy being here so much, and to be in this kind of organization, playing for these kind of fans, it's unreal. And yeah, go ahead.
Role and the sacrifices have been easier or harder than you expected? Is it what?
Yeah, no, I more or less understood how the dynamic would be. Yeah, I think. I came in with an open mind. I'm here to like do what's asked of me, or what's whatever I can do to help this team win, and that can change from game to game, things like that. So I'm just with an open mind, and with the message that I'm just here to help and help us win.
Thank you, Chris.
Cool. Thanks.